So I was going to do a full showing of this as a Games I Hate video, but the audio capturing of this game got messed up and I couldn't really record much during the weekend that this was going on because I was working. So instead, I'm just going to put in the footage I did capture over some commentary and maybe some music. I was going to record more before this, but the servers have already been closed as of 10:30 a.m. this morning, and I slept like shit the night before this recording, so I couldn't even be bothered to try. So sorry for this weird Games I Hate format. Anyways... So, I must have been way too high, or just completely forgotten that I did this, but I pre-ordered Chivalry 2 on PC through the Epic Games Store. And I can tell that's setting off a few flags for some of you already. My first immediate gripe on this is that Torn Banner Studios, the developers behind the creation of this pit of digital sadness, thought that this direct sequel to an otherwise great niche genre of multiplayer competitive games was perfect enough to be an Epic Store exclusive. Why? Well, it is true that Epic Games does give back more to the developers of the games they choose to upload to Epic, but more often than not, when that happens, you can always expect either a late Steam or other platform release, or a full, complete, isolated prisoner that is of Epic's online storefronts. Chivalry 2 better not drop that Oh, you're fucked. Oh, and did I also mention that this sequel game is a sequel game to a game that's part of a series with this sequel that's in it? That its prequel is a Steam-only exclusive? Because yeah, that's kind of a fucking problem. Why in the absolute fuck did Tripwire think this was okay? I swear, this shit pissed me off from the get-go. Now wait a minute. So if I ever want to have both games on the same platform, so that I could at any time want to play one of their games, and after a bit switch to its sequel or other part of the game in its series, I have to have both storefronts of these games? Oh, looky here. It's been slated for a Steam release due to it being on other platforms? What the actual fuck?
Go fuck yourself!
So that's basically a we'll see, but we'll see always means no kind of situation on the future integrity of this game on PC. Meaning that I do not even see this game lasting long on that platform. Do online games like this, when released on Epic, think that it can actually try and tango with Fortnite? Dude, just take my advice. Just don't even go there. One fine example of this fail of a survival attempt was Rebellion's very own Zombie Army 4 Dead War, a fourth in the line of trilogy zombie sniping and shooting games that are a Nazi zombie spin-off of Sniper Elite. Plays just about the same, except it's a bit more cutting edge and has a better campaign than the first three.
The Nazi war machine was on its last legs, hammered on all sides by Allied forces.
And you can play as a World War I British fighter pilot that's been brought back from the dead to help fight the Nazis. That's fucking awesome! Wow, a good zombie fighting bad zombies.
Ready, just aim and squeeze.
What the fuck is happening? And when it was only released on the Epic storefront, it was dead after its first few months of release. Barely anybody was playing online in all regions. I guess it truly was a dead war. But thank God Rebellion weren't stupid. They released this a year and a fortnight later on Steam. I'm not kidding. By Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition, a fortnight is 14 days or 2 weeks long. The Epic Store release was February 4th of 2020, and its Steam release was on February 18th of this year, 2021. And also Fortnite. We've come full fucking circle. And when it was released for Steam, they actually saw an improvement. Playing it now on Steam, it's actually fun. Playing online is just so good in these types of games. I love it. I mean, playing alone is fine, sure, but when you have to take down a fuck ton of hordes by yourself, that could get nerve-wracking. Honestly, I'd just prefer talking about this than Chivalry 2. But fuck, I forgot. I have to. Alright, now let's get into the game. As you can see, this game's visuals have been upgraded a bit. Game looks nicer than the first one, graphics are a bit more touched up, and the sceneries and level designs are actually pretty solid. This is a good start. But let's pull back this lovely golden wrapper here, and oh god, really? The gameplay. Literally the most important part of a, video game. It's terrible. They have fucked it up completely since the first one. It's no longer just some skirmishes and maybe a gangbang attack. It's now a full-on gangbang, with maybe one, or, if you're lucky, two skirmishes. I mean, this basically still is Monty Python's Battle Royale in a sense, mixed with some Star Wars Battlefront for good measure, but it's basically all the same. Just more prison rules when it comes to combat. You can throw your fucking main hand weapon now, because that's a feature we all wanted apparently. But hey, even in beta, this shit still sucks. I was actually enjoying myself, just at my computer, playing and having a good time. Then I started to actually open my eyes and see what this truly was. A goddamned nightmare. These servers are terrible, and for an open beta trial period, that's fucking unexcusable. Do fucking better, for Christ's sakes. You're pulling an Elon Musk Cybertruck incident, Torn Banner.
Sure? Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
Hit detection is awful too. You can be swinging right fucking near the guy, but don't expect any hit markers. May as well be playing this game blindfolded. And for a fucking first-person combat game, that's beyond justification. The only saving grace is the physics and how random death can be at very certain times. Emphasis on very. I was still capturing more footage of this on Saturday night of the beta event, and I was still not enjoying it. I thought after a break I would maybe feel a little bit better playing it. But I didn't. I couldn't even take this game in any smaller doses I was already taking it. I was just puking it all back up. This game is cancer to me. And that hurts me to actually say that, because I actually loved playing the first game back in the day. Oh, man. Staying up till midnight, playing it with my friends back in high school, joking around, having fun, actually being happy. It was fucking magical. But the magic's gone. I also am probably right in this in saying that maybe it might be more fun with friends, but I couldn't even muster up the courage to ask anyone to play this with me. I just could not have the guilty conscience to burden this much smelly dog fecal matter onto another human being. I can't. It's actually too much for me. Oh, and I find it very funny that they are just plastering you with this whole open beta, not final product label that's pretty much glued to the fucking screen for the whole fucking time. Like it's trying to justify how shitty this game is, even in this current state. Hey, Torn Banner, a shitty beta isn't a good look for anything. If nobody's liking it and enjoying it, even with friends, they aren't gonna buy or recommend it. And you know what happens next right after that, right? And at this rate, that's where you belong in my book. In the fucking crapper. Because this is the worst open beta I have ever played. And I play that new Magic the Gathering MMO Diablo clone, but that's actually decent.
Beasts are approaching on all sides. Called here by the energies of the corrupted Hedron, no doubt.
Just some frame issues here and there, but it has improved as of late. Go give that a shot, links in the description. As for this, I'm not going to bother to link it. I will, however, also link Zombie Army 4 Dead War on Steam, and from there, you can play other great and amazing games besides Chivalry 2. Which, you know what? I'm glad it's an Epic Store exclusive, because I do not want anything to do with that game on Steam. I don't want that turd ever coming near Steam. Gabe Newell better not play that shit. And so ends the potentially promising but saddened story of Chivalry. A game that tried to be a breath of fresh air in the world of online competitive multiplayer games that were just so overridden with shooters and MOBAs that it wasn't even funny to begin with. And then, he turned into a fucking shit show on ice. No backspins, just disappointment and anger. Well, that's my review of Chivalry 2. Even in open beta, it's still a fucking mess. I hope by June 9th, its initial release date, it'll maybe turn things around? But I'm not gonna hold my breath. And after watching this, I hope you won't too, because that's bad for you. Much like this game. But before I go, I will leave you with some advice I give after every one of my Games I Hate videos. If you can play a better game, then do it.